Hello, this is Eric Austin. I'm doing an instructional video about your best tool in your arsenal, the order form. I'm going to show you the importance of it and the reason why you want to fill out every section step by step. This tool can make or break every sale. You have already spent 5 minutes to anywhere to an hour with this customer. Let's take the 2 to 3 minutes it takes to get everything right and make sure it's legible, because not only you have to read it, the customer has to read it, but the people at the office have to read it, and everybody has to be sure on your intentions and what your desires are. First, the form itself is cut up into 10 different sections. You have the customer section, you have the credit card section, you have the programming section, you have the DVR or equipment section, you have the extra information section, the QC section or the authorized retailer or salesperson section, you have the phone section, the internet section, the home security section, special details or appointment section, cash section, the money section, signature. The first thing, and it might seem the most obvious, but you want to make sure you put down today's date. It is important for accounting purposes, for your accounting, for the office, for everybody to know what date the sale was made. You want to put your name. Who is the salesman? Point of sale. Did you get this sale at a home and garden show? Did you get this sale going door to door? Did you get this sale at an event? Okay. And of course, your company, or my company, our company, Ronin Direct Marketing. This section guarantees that when you do make a sale and the sale is processed and the customer gets installed, everybody knows who gets paid on this. If you forget your name, I don't know who it is. If you don't put down the company, they don't know who it is. In order to make sure you get paid, we all get paid. Fill this out correctly. Please make it legible. Remember, someone else has to read your handwriting. Then you want to put the customer's name in the appropriate spot. Now, what I like to do, once again, is I like to write neat, legible. The reason being is because one mishap in spelling can cause your customer not to get approved. Same thing with the address. You want to make sure the address is put down there neat and legible. One mishap on the address can cause your customer not to get installed, not to get approved. The city. We want everybody to know what city it's in, the state, and of course, the zip code. Put that information down there. Make sure it's legible. The office will Google Maps the address. If the address comes up wrong, incorrect, cannot be found, then that puts your deal at the bottom of the pile. They have a lot of orders that they're processing. You want to make sure yours has all the information. You want to make sure it's legible. The more pleasurable you make it on me, if I'm in the office, to read your application and knowing that all the information is there, the more I'm going to be happy to see your applications and make sure they process and sent through correctly and fast. You want to put down the customer's number. Now, the thing that's important about the customer's number is this is how we contact them, and this is how DirecTV also pretty much inventories their account. When you call DirecTV, they'll ask you, what is your phone number? All account information is tied to phone number. I always ask the customer for a secondary number, and the reason being is this is the primary number. This is the number that's always on the account. The secondary number, just in case they don't answer the primary number on install day, they can call the secondary number and say, hey, we're coming over. Are you guys ready? You still want the service? If they can't reach your customer, more than likely 9 times out of 10 the installer is not going to show up. He's going to go to the next customer, the next person that answers the phone. He's trying to get it through his day, and he's trying to get through fast. So make sure you get the phone numbers down right. The email. DirecTV contacts people via email. They do not send out letters. The only way they send out letters is if you say, hey, I want a paper bill. But 90% of everybody who signs up with DirecTV now, or DirecTV AT&T, gets a paperless billing, and that goes through their email address. Make sure it's correct. Make sure it's legible. Now, if you got all this information, you just bow your head down, look the customer in the eye, and say, what's your birthday? And usually they'll just give it to you because they're already gotten used to giving up the information. However, if they balk, you say, Mr. Customer, this is just a way to further identify you. DirecTV doesn't know it's you that's setting up service. So what are the chances of another Jane Smith with this birthday and social security number living at that house and setting up service at the same time as you did? It's impossible. On that note, what's your social security number? One thing I learned in this business over the years is this: ye who speaks first loses. You ask a person, what's your birthday? And you wait. If they don't want to give it to you, they'll say something. If it's a long pause, it might seem uncomfortable. Just continue to be quiet until they either come up with an objection or they give you the information. What's your driver's license number? You've already got half the information. They're cooperating. Just keep going to get the rest of it. Who cares? If you don't make a big deal, the customer won't make a big deal. And if you notice now, that section is completely filled out. All the pertinent information is there to make sure you can get this customer processed. You don't have to call them back asking for a social or a birthday or a driver's license because you got all the information. And all these services, if you get every service on this page, will require you to have all of this information. Let's say you get just a DirecTV. You don't need the birth date, the social, and the driver's license number. But you do if you're going to get home security. You need the driver's license and the birth date, or either the birth date and the social if you want telephone or home security. So get as much information as you possibly can the first time. Now, when it comes to the credit card information, Mr. and Mr. Customer, DirecTV always keeps a card on file. Are you going to put this information on your debit or credit card? What'll happen is they'll charge you $1 today, 99 cents, and then they'll give you the 99 cents back. This is just to make sure your card is still active and operating. Make sure the number and the information is legible. Okay, folks, this is where you get to the meat and potatoes. These people got the choice package with 3 TVs, and you want to write that down there because you want to make sure this customer knows that's what they're getting. You don't want someone to call you later on talking about, what package am I getting? What's this? What's that? You've already written it down. They know that they're getting the choice. With 3 TVs, it's $59. They're getting HBO, Showtime, Stars, and Cinemax free for 3 months. They're getting the NFL Sunday Ticket free for the 18-19 season. They're also getting the DirecTV Cinema Connection Kit free for life. You put all of that in writing. You explain to the customer that this stuff is on auto renewal. We will give you a call to remind you to cancel them, but it is your job to cancel them, and if you don't, your bill will go up. Okay? Then we go to the next section. These people want 3 TVs. You want to clearly mark what kind of equipment you're giving them and how many TVs. You notice I put over here 3 so there's no mistakes. And then I said 1 Genie, 2 mini Genies. If they had a 4K TV, it'd be 1, 1, 1. they want it wireless, it would be 1-in-1. Okay. In this particular situation, the customer says, hey, I don't want that on my roof. So what I do down here is I write customer to pay, and then I let the customer know that a pole mount will cost them $60. Maybe the technician will work a deal, but worst case scenario, it is $60. And if you notice, I put customer to pay and a slash sign. Then we want to find out what day is the install. It's important that you write this down and be thorough on it. Don't go 4-3. I don't know if it's this year, next year, and it makes sense. I know it's common sense, but you got to understand you might be dealing with someone who has no common sense. So just spell everything out for them so you don't have any mistakes or misunderstandings. We do install blocks on our installers, 8 to 12, 12 to 4, 4 to 8. So you just want to put that down there. Four 3/18, 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. So then now there's no way that could be mistaken. You know, see, I just made a mistake. I put 12 p.m., but now I corrected that, 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. See, you always got to be, it's so easy to slip up. But let's say this is an OE install. The way you're going to do an OE install is a little bit different, okay? Let's write this down over here. We're going to make sure we get that down so everybody can see it. Okay, so the way you do an OE install is just like this. In that same box, you want to put OE, ASAP, please call to confirm date in time. So if you notice I put down here OE ASAP, that means soon as possible. Please call to confirm date and time. That's simple, okay? Nothing more, nothing less. You want to put down who you are once again. I like to give the customer my phone number just in case. You know, if they have any problems, they can always call me. I also want to put down, always want to put down the name of the company too, to make sure that, you know, like I said, all the money has to go somewhere to make sure you get paid. Put that down there, okay? That is important. Okay, hold on for 1 minute.